Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to How to Draw If You Can Draw on Mother Chicken Sammy's, and we're just gonna jump right in on the second video of the day for this project. And after resting my eyes and taking a little bit of a nap, and I'm having second thoughts about how much shadow this nose here of RDJ is casting on his nostril. Also, on how big his nostril should look. Due to the angle over here, I'm thinking this nostril might be a bit should be a bit more open, just a bit more. So we're just gonna pick it over. Hang on, adjusting my headset, and let's open up the nostril a bit more. And like so, and that side, open it a bit more. Alright, and we shade it accordingly to get the correct shade in. And yep, probably need a lighter shade on that side. I'm gonna try to go as quickly as possible before my computer spazzes out. And probably like that. And then we shade a little bit of the point of RDJ's nose. Why am I selected? Alright, here we go. And I'm not sure I'm getting enough contrast. Gonna have to cheat and take a even deeper shade. Stick it. Oh yeah. To get a point out. Yep. And I'm guessing this shade over here. And probably gonna throw a bit more shadow over this because of how big this point is. But the round tissue of his nose flesh would reflect a bit more light, so I'll compensate for that by shading it this way. And his left nostril appears to be a bit bigger than the right nostril. I think that's fine. I think I can live with that because his left nostril is more exposed to the viewing angle. Sizes of his nostril compared to his nose appears to be in proportion, so that I'm satisfied with that. Shading the nostril shadow on his face. Pick the darker shade, and of course, after looking at this picture of the fresh eyes, I've noticed this line on the left side of his face, on his mouth. His mouth is not close enough to the mouth area, so we're gonna fix that now. And I'm wondering whether or not to shade it to highlight this area or not, but I think I'm gonna go for shade because shade is gonna give you more contrast and make a more striking image, even though it might not be as realistic, even though it might not be the exact result. We're just gonna shade it. And okay, reduced one shade for his face over here. Okay, his jawline might be a bit wrong. Yes, jawline is definitely a bit wrong. It's not the right shape. It looks like his jaw is just dropped instead of dropped off his joint instead of being angled open, like what naturally should look like. That part is not in illumination, so we're gonna shade that back. Corrected the jaw. Shade it. That would be part of his neck. Oh, might as well shade in the ear, even though there's probably no visible detail. And this will probably be his hair, so we're not going to shade that. No point. And because his hair will be interacting with this pillow, we're going to do that on the main painting instead of this close-up. Very close to completion now. We're going to start doing the lips. After we do the lips, we'll come back to fine-tune the facial hair. Get a fine brush, more finer than that, 6 points. Start doing outline of the lips. Take a shade down, outline on the shaded side. Will just be in shadow, not really. Looking at the shape of the flesh of his lips, lower lip, you can tell it's probably not going to be full shadow underneath his lip. And it might not be well visible, due to his facial hair. So I'm gonna just screw it and just continue like so. And we got this. We're gonna draw with the highlight first of the shade of the lips. Pick a highlighted shade and start painting the curvy part of his lip tissue. We might add shine layer. This is not shine. We're just highlighting the curved part of his lip. And that will be in shadow, so we just leave it there. And now we shade the inside of his lip, sort of like an inside outline. Or should I do that? Yeah, I should do that. And shade it down. You choose an even finer point. Really brought it down to 5 points. Brush, 5-point brush. I don't think that's dark enough. No, it seems to be doing the job right. And this is very fine detail. And this is important to paint in fine detail because the shape of the lips is very tricky. It's basically what lips are is the thickness of the face tissue, the face flesh. Hard to say. Say it one more time. Face flesh. Right. That's what lips are. It's the thickness of the face flesh, and slightly turned outwards at the mouth opening of the person's face. Sounds a bit gruesome, doesn't it? But yeah, that's what it is. And when you paint it, you have to paint it as a thickness of the face to get a realistic look out. This could be difficult if you didn't just understand what I just said about it being a thickness of the face. Basically, it's like how do you describe it? Say you're carving a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween, right? The lips would be the thickness of the basically be the thickness of the flesh of the pumpkin, and then imagine if it's flexible, it can curl outwards, and that will form a shape of a human lips. But for a jack-o'-lantern, the flesh of the pumpkin is rigid. Perhaps so you're gonna have to imagine the flesh being flexible and curving outwards, and as it curve outwards, the curvature will either reflect light or cast a shadow, and that's what we're trying to paint here. I think I got it. And as you can tell, I'm not controlling my lines. I'm basically scratching at it with my pen. And that's the reason why I say I can't draw, is because I have no line control. If you have line control, that means you take up a pencil or take up a pen and you imagine the line that you want to draw, and you can perfectly draw it out using your motor skills. Now, that's a very good skill to have if you want to be a professional artist. I believe most professional artists would have mastered that skill. because it really reduces the time of how much time it takes. It really reduces how much time it takes for you to draw paint a painting like this. If you know what you want and you know how to produce it straight away, increase in your efficiency. My efficiency is pretty bad, but using digital tools like Photoshop and the Wacom drawing tablet, you can overcome your weaknesses in your fundamental skills and produce a picture that looks presentable. I argue it's presentable. I don't know. Maybe you should comment. Does my painting of Robert Downey Jr. looks like Robert Downey Jr.? I mean, it's almost finished now. You can look at the reference photo. That's right next to the painting. Does it look like him? Okay. I should check the timer to see if I'm coming up to time. 10 minutes. Oh, darn it! Then might go for a third. I might need to make a third video for today regarding progress on this picture, because I really want to get this picture, this painting of his face done by today. All right. So what have we done? We finished the mouth. Well, we pick a fine brush and start brushing in the black facial hair. Black facial hair is probably not very accurate, but it's what we can make do with that right now. We can probably draw some brown hair, facial hair later. But right now we're just gonna create a look. Follow his jaw. Tidy up the shape over the mouth. Okay. And that's it for now. I'll show the progress. This was the progress before today, and the next step was done earlier today, and this is the finished product I've done up to now. Alright, thank you for watching. Do come back later to see the end of this video.